Okay, welcome. Today we're doing a deep dive into something most of us use every day, but maybe don't think too much about. The internal combustion engine.
Yeah, it's this hidden world under the hood.
Exactly. And we're looking at it as this, masterpiece of engineering paradox.
Yeah.
Because when you dig into the sources, the origin is kind of shocking.
Right.
The whole principle behind your car engine, it literally started with people trying controlled explosions using gunpowder. Inside a sealed box.
It sounds crazy, but that's where it began. And it moved surprisingly fast from that violent idea to actual usable power.
Like Etienne Lenoir.
Exactly. 1859, his engine ran on coal gas. Now, it was noisy, super inefficient, barely made any power.
But it worked.
It worked. It proved you could take that, let's call it controlled violence, and turn it into motion you could actually use. A huge step.
Okay, let's really unpack that controlled violence idea because the scale is just staggering. Think about a standard four-cylinder engine, maybe doing 3,000 RPM on the motorway.
Oh.
You're dealing with roughly 50 controlled explosions every single second.
50. Yeah. It really puts it in perspective.
Doesn't that basically mean the engine is like this continuous, tiny internal earthquake?
That's a great way to put it. And the fascinating part isn't just the explosions, it's the mechanical choreography needed to handle that chaos.
Right.
Each ignition, each little explosion lasts about a millisecond, 1,000th of a second.
Wow.
And the timing, it's so critical. If it's off by even 1 degree of crankshaft rotation,
The Evans failure.
total failure, or at least, severe problems, the engine starts fighting itself. It's built on this perfectly timed, continuous chaos, like an orchestra where one wrong note means disaster.
And that timing brings us to the Otto cycle, right?
Yeah.
The 4 strokes.
Yep, classic 4, intake, compression, power, and exhaust.
Intake, compression, power, exhaust.
Okay, here's what gets me though. Only one of those actually pushes the car forward, the power stroke.
That's it, just one. So 75% of what the engine is doing, it's just getting ready for that one push.
Pretty much, it's all preparation. That's why you need things like a heavy flywheel,
To store energy.
Exactly. It stores energy from that one power stroke to keep everything spinning through the other 3 non-power strokes. Intake, compression, exhaust, they all take energy.
Which is totally different from an electric motor.
Yeah.
Right, that's just continuous power.
Right. EVs have that instant, constant torque, no prep time needed in the same way. It's why they feel so different when you accelerate.
Okay, so we've got this engine, incredibly complex, relies on perfect timing, only makes power 25% of the time, and it's not even that efficient.
Yeah, the efficiency paradox. It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
Even the best modern gasoline engines, 35% efficient?
That's about right. Sometimes a little higher in very specific conditions, but yeah, 30 to 35 is typical.
So like 65-70% of the energy in the fuel is just gone, wasted.
Yep. Lost is heat, mostly. Also vibration, friction, just gone. You're essentially driving a heat factory that happens to produce motion.
So why? Why did we stick with this seemingly flawed design for over a century?
Well, because for the longest time, despite the waste, it offered the best package deal. Incredible energy density in the fuel, unmatched range, generally good reliability.
Better than the alternatives, basically.
Far better, yeah. Compared to early batteries or steam, gasoline was just way more practical for personal transport.
And that wasted energy, the heat and explosions,
Yeah.
that actually gives it something else, doesn't it? The sound?
Ah, yes. The sound. It's not just noise, it's acoustics. Engineers literally tune the exhaust systems.
Like a musical instrument.
Pretty much. They shape the pipes, the mufflers, to control the pressure waves from those explosions to create a specific tone, that growl, that roar. It's designed.
That's why a Ferrari sounds nothing like a regular family car.
Exactly. It's part of the experience, part of the art, you could say. And speaking of sticking with it, reliability became a huge factor. Think about some of those legendary engines, like the Mercedes Dom 617 diesel from the 70s and 80s.
The old tanks.
Those. There are documented cases of them running for millions of kilometers, literally outlasting the car itself. That kind of toughness builds loyalty.
Okay, so we have this inefficient but reliable, tunable machine. And the scale varies wildly, too.
Oh, absolutely. You've got extremes. On one end, researchers at ETH Zurich built a working IC smaller than a grain of rice.
More than rice, wow.
And on the other end, the Wärtsilä-Sulzer RTA 96C, massive marine engine.
How massive.
Stands about 44 feet tall, weighs 2,300 tons.
Good grief.
Puts out nearly 110,000 horsepower for giant container ships. Same basic principle, wildly different scale.
But before we get to the future, it also got cleaner, right? It had to.
Hugely important adaptation, catalytic converters. They're basically mini chemical reactors bolted onto the exhaust.
Turning bad stuff into less bad stuff.
Essentially, yes. They use precious metals like platinum and palladium to convert toxic gases, carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, unburnt hydrocarbons into less harmful things like CO2, nitrogen, and water.
And they work pretty well now.
So will that, and this is fascinating, sometimes the air coming out of the tailpipe of a modern car in a polluted city is actually cleaner than the air going in.
Seriously. That's incredible.
It shows how much chemical engineering has been layered onto this mechanical foundation.
So, okay. Where does this leave the internal combustion engine now? EVs are rising. Everyone knows that. Is the ICE just fading away?
Well, it's definitely facing its biggest challenge ever, but it's not dead yet. Not by a long shot. It's evolving fast.
How so? What's changing?
We're seeing serious work on hydrogen combustion engines using hydrogen as fuel instead of gasoline. Synthetic fuels, e-fuels made using renewable energy, aiming for carbon neutrality.
Okay.
And engine designs themselves are getting radical. Look at Mazda's Skyactiv X engine.
What's special about that one?
It uses something called spark-controlled compression ignition. It sort of blends gasoline and diesel principles to get way higher efficiency. They're hitting up to like 50% thermal efficiency in some cases.
50%? That's a huge jump from 35.
Massive jump, almost double what was standard not long ago. So the engine isn't just sitting still waiting to be replaced. It's adapting, pushing the boundaries of its own chemistry and physics.
So the takeaway for you listening,
Yeah.
next time you start your car, just take a second.
Yeah.
You're firing up this incredible machine with roots in the 19th century, turning thousands of tiny, perfectly timed explosions every minute into motion. Fire into progress, noise into speed.
It really is something. And it makes you wonder if this old tech, this, 100-plus-year-old idea is still capable of such radical evolution, doubling its efficiency. How long will this heartbeat of modern transport actually keep beating? That's something to think about.